So hi guys, this is Vaughan Way tourist attractions, and today our route is going to be going around St. Katharine's and Wapping area. So we're going to be going around rendezvous and finding lots of interesting places and bizarre stories. So follow me and let's journey together. Let's hit the scenes. Adios. Peace. Guys, this is one more tourist attraction. At the moment we're at the St. Katharine's and Wapping, and gonna explore everything of the area, so come with me and enjoy the walk. Adios. And the first thing first, guys, we are actually passing from the Devon House. As you can see on the right hand side, it is the, basically a commercial building, and on the left hand side we have part of it is commercialized for real works basically. And as I said, we've got the Devon House on the right hand side, and where we're walking basically is St. Katharine's Way. So guys, mission today is to go around Wapping and St. Katharine's and Wapping area, and we will actually meet all the interesting secret stories. So we're gonna meet all the secret stories as I will narrate to you as I go along, and we did a walk together. So let's go and do it. So basically, guys, as we are walking through this cobblestone road, yeah, and then these, as you can see, this used to be Old Wharf. It used to be Wapping Wharf. As you can see on the right hand side is all these apartments where used to be once. So I'll get up the road before it keeps coming. As you can see on the right hand side, all these warehouses now turn into apartments. Very expensive though, because they're next to the river, and they used to be operating back into the London docks. So as we become from the St. Katharine's docks, as we become from St. Katharine's Way, guys, this is St. Katharine's Way, and it's connected to St. Katharine docks, and we're gonna go around St. Katharine's and Wapping. So from now I'm gonna mention as Wapping the area, not St. Katharine's as well. And we're gonna go around Wapping, and I will actually narrate every interesting story I can possibly find and done research on. And first of all, we're gonna go around on a rendezvous and see all the lower parts and upper scale of the area. So basically, St. Katharine's and Wapping. Last time I'm gonna mention St. Katharine's is a docking area basically back in 1800s, and used to be old wharfs, and this used to be operating areas for docking industry back in the days when the seaborne trade ceased. All these apartments used to be warehouses, been transformed into apartments now that you can buy. So basically, going back like half a century, these warehouses were worth nothing. Basically, if you actually round in your younger days and you bought one of them, they'll be priceless by now. So you can actually buy one for. The prices actually range from somewhere like 500 and upwards, 500,000 and upwards. That is the approximately and rough idea. So guys, we're at the Wapping, and stand by right now, and I shall give you information on Wapping area itself. Or else. Is Wapping a great place to live? The crime rates are low, and the police force is strong, and the vibrant cultural appeal of the district contributes to a vibrant and happy atmosphere. All in all, Wapping is a great place to live. So Wapping is a district in East London, in the London Borough of Tower Hamlets. Wapping's position on the north bank of the River Thames has given it a strong maritime character, which it retains through riverside public houses and steps, such as the prospect of Whitby, which is a pub, and the Wapping Stairs, which are 300-year-old stairs used by the public and the watermen back in the days. Many of the original buildings were demolished during the construction of the London docks, and Wapping was further seriously damaged during the Blitz. As the London Docklands declined after the Second World War, the area became run down, with the great warehouses left empty. The area's fortunes were transformed during the 1980s by the London Docklands Development Corporation, when the warehouses started to convert it into a luxury flats. So guys, if you listen to that, Wapping is a safe place to live, and
you can actually, his crime rates are very low as well. Crime rates are very, very low, kind of safe. As the years pass by, it gets safer and safer. And there is a small fact of the area, which is a district, and our borough, a usual big state, is Tower Hamlets. We're at Tower Hamlets. So we're taking the St Thomas Street, guys, here, and we're gonna move on to the Vaughan Way after we actually go to the main road, which is a East Smith Way, which leads towards a Limehouse Tunnel, and we're gonna come back into the Vaughan Road. As you can see, guys, these are all these brick walls, kind of the remnants of the Beckenham docking days. Remnants of the docking days, and there's many things, historical remnants of the places, and lots of some docks has been actually left for leisurely operations. So this is my first encounter of the street, guys. So we're gonna go to circumnavigate the entirety of the district, and we're gonna come across few interesting spots that makes effective narration to it. So as you can see, we have begun with the interesting area, guys. Spot here with all these, as you can see on the left hand side, it looks like state properties. You can see on the left hand side, and here, guys, we have what you call privates. These cannot be state because they look too luxury to be state property. And we're gonna go this way, which is a continuance of the Thomas Road. So basically these are some sort of back streets of the Wapping, guys. But the higher roads are still quite pricey. So guys, my own story, this video is a bit late to actually be published because of weather problems and some research problems, basically. So I had to do a thorough research on the Wapping area because it was a bit complicated to do with small details. And the weather. So I keep looking at the weather. I done a damming back in last Monday, and the first part of the video complete. And I had to really come back quickly and do that after the second day. It never worked out for me, so I waited something like a whole week to come back here again. So that is kind of a fail, and a failure in a way, because the timing, because you need to get videos out as fast as possible to the YouTube algorithm. And if that's not up to standards, yeah, it's not good news. Anyway, so here we are beginning our journey today on the, where is it? Today is the 1st of August, sorry, 1st of September 2023, on Friday. Yeah. So it did actually rain in the first thing in the morning, all the way up to 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m. And when it hit the noon, 12, the sun and the clouds, as it said in the weather forecast. So sometimes they get it right. So most of the time during the week, as I was waiting for sunny day, it said sunny day, but it started raining, and then when it says it's raining, it's that sunny day. Really annoying at the sometimes. So that's the delay with all sorts of small problems. So this video could have been out, say 5 days ago, or more like 7 days ago. Smithfield Way, this is called, and actually it leads all the way to straight, cut across the Lamb Horse Tunnel into the A13, and into East London basically. Yes, it's Smith Way. As you can see, guys, the interesting thing about this road is always busy, and it's a traffic road. It's a road, so it's very busy. Actually, it's pointless to do video on this because so much traffic that you can't really hear what I'm saying. A very disturbing noise pollution. So we're just walking a minute or so until we get to the side street, which is a Vaughan Way. I'm going to explore around there, which is a very, very interesting spot that I like myself, and where the luxury is. So this is the Vaughan Way. Name of this building is Moortown. So this is where the skyline buildings are, guys. And these are the apartments, residential apartments on the left hand side as we pass the red bus. And these are the apartments, guys. So basically, if you want to buy, or if you want to actually rent to buy, they go from like 500,000 and upwards. And if you've got a small apartment, more to the remote from the river, they start from like 200,000. So basically 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom or even 3 bedroom. The 3 bedroom goes up to millions. So this is the Vaughan Way, guys. We're going down the Vaughan Way and we're going to head towards Kennet Street. So stand by and we shall go through the back of this building. It looks a bit like a square. So see you there with music. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and we are still making our way towards Kennet Street, which is a really neat little neighborhood with cozy houses, really expensive as well. Cozy houses with a small street that makes the place look really pleasant to walk or live there. guys, this is the reality of London. This is London, and as you can, London is got some nice upscale places and some not so upscale. And there's actually a class of people. You're looking at the working class, you're looking at the middle class, and you're looking at the upper class. So that's the way it goes. So we're basically passing from the bus stop that actually takes people. So you get like a red bus if you're a first time visitor in London. So I'm sure you know about it. Just red buses are for hopping on from going around the city basically. Just get your Oyster card and just hop on there and go around the city. So as you can see, guys, there's another road there which is interesting, and we're gonna explore the Kennet Road here. So entering the Kennet Street, it's Kennet Street. We come across some nostalgia as well, such as this car. And this car is, I remember when I was about 10 years old, these cars used to be around, these types of cars. I think it's a Rover. Yeah, so this is a very cozy neighborhood, guys. And you've got really nice properties. They go up from approximately, again, from 500,000 to 1 million, because it's set here next to the Thames River. Here's a courtroom there, yeah, for a private place that is. And basically these are all private, guys. They look a bit of complex as well, which is a very attractive looking complex structure, all from bricks. And you've got the cone trees as well, which is really nice trees. One of my favorite trees is the cone trees. So basically, guys, this Kennet Street takes us back all the way to Ornamental Canal, one of the canals that was made as ornamental, hence the name Ornamental. Remnants of back in the West End docks that used to be there. The West End dock used to be a dock that ships back in the 1800s used to come in and leave the place through what they call a locking system. And for import and export industries back in the days. So most of the middle of the London was all to the ports, like ships coming in and out of the ports, and for businesses. The business was very rife back in then, until the what you call the new technology kicked in, such as containerization. Containerization, that is the word which the stuff from bringing from abroad used to be like in containing the metal boxes. Basically, that's what it means by containerization. And since that technology kicked in, the seaborne trade of docking industry actually stopped completely. And lots of docks has been actually left about, and all they did was actually infill. They infilled, bringing the spoil from another derelict operations, bringing it and filling the land. So the whole docking area was drained out and turned into a land for either property or residential development, basically. So all you can see here, guys, used to be all docks here. It used to be called West End Dock, and as it was infilled, it's a very large dock. Infield, the redevelopment began in from late 70s to early 80s. Here's another cone tree there. Wow. See, cone trees are really nice. So this is a very nice cozy area if you like to live in. You can tell actually it's upper class with all the it's quite decent, a bit like the districts in West End, like clean enough. And these properties on the right hand side, guys, is actually facing towards the Ornamental Canal. As you walk from the if you go further down the Vaughan Road, you end up near the Hermitage Basin. In Hermitage Basin, the Ornamental Canal is next to the Hermitage Basin. It's not connected for some reason, because it's just for the looks of the environment. It's got no operations or any purpose, basically. So those houses are facing towards the Ornamental Canal, and now we are actually going into the Ornamental Canal. So we're in the Ornamental Canal, guys. As you can see, that is the footbridge that you cross over, and you go up and down. You go to the other side of the neighborhood. So we just have a look around quickly. It's not in my plan, not in my route, but we will do it. Goes and turns left to the other neighborhood, basically from there onwards. And this, guys, you go straight this way. On the other side, it goes straight towards Tobacco Docks, end up in Shadwell Basin. And this is the other neighborhood crossing the footbridge. Basically, it's just more houses, more residential area with the cozy streets and so forth. Yeah, that's that basically. All nicely lined up. So we are going to go back to our purposeful route, guys. So I don't want to lose that. So we're crossing back the footbridge. As you can see, this is the Ornamental Canal, guys, and this Ornamental Canal actually was in some movies, one of the James Bond movies. One of the James Bond movies was actually riding in a speedboat going across, and he had some problems. There's someone chasing him, and he ended up actually going over some sort of a ramp, a raft, and then ended up falling into one of the boathouses further up the canal. So that was the one of the climaxes of the movie at the time. Guys, I forgot the name of the movie. You're gonna have to look it up. So as you can see, guys, I was mentioning these are the houses that are actually facing towards this Ornamental Canal. So basically, this Ornamental Canal, guys, was not actually a part of the West End Dock. As you can see, the West End used to be all of this area. When they actually were redeveloping and infilling the land, they actually built this Ornamental Canal there as a remnant or as a memory of the West End Docks or London Docks times for the industrial breakthrough at the time. As we're going along the Hermitage Canal right now, we can see those are big stairs. That used to be an entrance for the ships to come in from the Thames River. So it's a big entrance. So ships used to come in, big ships, not lighters. And now it's turned into a big stairs. It just come down and sit about, really, basically. That's all they're good for. And just above the stairs, as you can see, that is John Rennie, the designer. So I shall tell you all about him once we get there, so you have to wait. Basically, if you go that way, if you cross the footbridge and go that way, you go, you come to a dead end. Basically, it's a wall. However, on the left-hand side is a small alleyway that you can go across and get back onto the street and go your way. So we are still actually continuing the Ornamental Canal and heading towards the Hermitage Basin now, guys. As you can see today, because today is a weekday or a business day, it's a little bit quiet. And people use these platforms for like running or walking the dogs or cycling, you know, the usual stuff. Or for people to make videos, like me. So guys, if you're a first time visitor in London, as you can see that building right in the back of the mists, what it looks like mist on the screen, that's called Shard. It is the highest building, one of the tallest building in London. I think it's the second tallest building, and it shows everywhere, wherever you go. Shard, basically Shard, you are allowed to actually take a lift and go up there. However, you need to pay for the ticket. You need to get a ticket and go up there and view the rest of the London city right from the top. Especially made for that purpose, for public to actually get a ticket and go up there. So guys, as you can see, we're in the Ornamental Canal. On the left hand side there is a high wall, and that is the actual original wall of the Western Dock. So Western Dock actually began where that wall is, and actually leading all the way towards the right hand side, stretching, covering about something like like few football pitches, very big. So you're going all that way, stretching all the way. So basically a brief history of London Docks. London Docks used to be began in effective dates. It was beginning in 1700s, and industry was rife on the all the way to 1800s and early 1900s. However, as I said, as the new technology kicked in, new innovations for the docking industries, they had to stop the entirety of the docking industry because the industry really fall, and there was no need for it to continue. And they actually everything just ceased completely between late 60s and early 70s, and then it was scarce all the way up to early 80s, like 1981, here and there, ships coming in and out. And then after that it really stopped. There's nothing going on, and they started redeveloping the entirety of the London docks for housing and properties. So as you can see guys, this is the Ornamental Canal. This is where I was walking from, and this is where we are going. So ahead guys, as you can see, there is the there's a road. It looks like a footbridge, but it's a road. The cars can pass by over the canal. And as we are actually heading towards the locking system, as you can see those stairs, guys, I just wait until I get there and I'll tell you what's that all about, those stairs there. It's very interesting how things turn out to be what it was. So this is actually an underpass of a road, guys. We're passing underneath. And these, what you call stairs, used to be a locking system for ships to enter into the Western Dock. Used to be here, starting where the canal is, right here. And as you can see, the canal is this Ornamental Canal, which was built during the development times. It's got no connection to anywhere. It reaches all the way up to close to Shadwell Basin, but it's got no physical connection with either of the basins basically. So these stairs, as you can see, step by step, used to be locking systems for ships to come in. And as the development took pride upon the developing the area, they built the locking systems, turning into stairs. There's a leisurely walking for the entirety of the area here. So hi guys, we're at the Hermitage Basin, and stay tuned, I shall tell you everything about it. So I'll see you in a while. Adios, peace. This is Hermitage Basin, and trivial story to the Hermitage Basin, guys. It was built back in 1821 during the London docks industry operational times. And it hasn't been infilled actually. So what happens was, when they built the whole basin here for small boats to enter, as you can see that wall, small round wall there used to be an entrance for the small lighters to come in. There is small boats with the flat bottoms to enter into the docks, rather than using the main entrance where the big ships used to come in. And this is a very small basin connecting to all the way to the Western Docks. So where I'm pointing now, all that used to be Western Docks, where the Ornamental Canal is, and used to be a connection through these stairs for ships to go into the Western Dock, basically. The reason that they have actually infilled this small basin is because its attraction has actually stopped operating in 1909, which is early 1900s, and reason for being is because of those water lilies. As you can see, those water lilies is attracting lots of tourists and people. They are actually turned rafts, basically a type of a raft that is used to keep the water lilies floating. So you got some sort of a rope going attached to the raft underneath and attached to the bottom of the pond to hold them in place. And other thing is, you've got a waterfall, type of animal, waterfalls, that looks a bit like duck and swim on the water, that actually nestle on the water lilies there. And that's the main purpose that actually kept these basins like this, which is quite pretty. And there is the background story to this basin, guys. Sculpture here, what they call a roper circle. So it's a rope, basically designed by Wendy Taylor, a British sculptor, Wendy Taylor. I should put the picture up. And basically you'll use for pulling the ships in and mooring the ships. That's all it was used for. And it's quite solid. I don't know if it's the real thing or not. Yeah. We're going to go further around the basin, guys, and show you other things. As you can see, this basin's got a nice fountains going on as well. It's pleasant to look at and going around or riding around, whatever you want to do, or walking your dogs. And so, as you can see, that a red brick building there, guys, that used to be I don't know if it's still, I think it used to be, more true to say, it used to be impounding station. Impounding station means that it's to actually pump water from the Thames River into the docks. And I don't know if that impounding station was meant for that purpose, for this small basin or passing through into the Western Docks, but it really, in my research, what it says is actually to measure the height of the docks, and to basically measure the height of the water for the docks, and that's what it is basically for at the time. And as I said, this round wall is actually used to be an entrance to the docks from the Thames River. So let's move on to the Hermitage Basin. This is the Hermitage Memorial Gardens, guys. So next to the thingy. And actually now I should show you around these luxury apartments. And there's now more apartments around here, just next to the Hermitage Basin. Hermitage Basin. So it's a street. It's a back street, by the way. And you want to see what the back street looks like in Wapping. So that's all it is for. So more of a cobblestone. The cobblestones were used back in the days. Go back in the Tudor times and back in 1500s and onward. For I think made for horses to run or walk. Some of them being kept kept as a remnants to have a feel of the old London, basically, which is quite pleasant, having a cobblestones. However, they are very, very rough to walk on. I mean, if you're walking with a soft shoes or soft trainers, they do actually, you can actually feel the stones right up to your feet. So guys, we're still walking, by the way, and we're gonna make a right turn now and go up to the what you call, I used to old stairs. There used to be old stairs. There is something like very, very old stairs. I will tell you all about those once we get there, so you have to wait. So we're going towards the old stairs, then we're going to return back to Hermitage Memorial Gardens and Hermitage Moorings. There also be very interesting background stories about those own activities there. So once we actually cover up the old stairs, and actually, which I'm not going to go further from the further up the Wapping Street from the stairs, where there's execution docking on the next to the river, execution docking place where they used to actually execute people. They used to hang them there, leave them there, and so we're not going to actually go there and cover that story, guys. So that's not part of my plan. So let's go and see this old stairs, what it's like. Guys, when I say old stairs, they're really, really old. I mean, they haven't been maintained or anything like that. You will see them all broken down or chipped away. It's like going down to the next to the Thames River. Yeah, this is a Ramsgate pub, guys. Very, very old pub. Very, very prominent. You might want to check that out and go in there. It's quite pleasant. So we won't be actually going in there, guys. We're just gonna go to the old stairs. Is it good to go to all the stairs? Is it closed? Can we go to all the stairs? Ah. So this is a very, very narrow alleyway, guys. And going towards the old stairs. And you come out from here. So we're in Wapping. And this is very, very, very dramatic. I think they made 3 movies. I don't know what movies, guys. I don't know. But it looks like they made 3 movies here. Oliver Twist, something like that. So I don't know if the tide is coming, guys. We cannot go to the next to the river. Ah, see, the tide is in, really. See? See, actually, the stairs used to go all the way down that way. Yeah, the stairs goes all the way down, and when the tide is out, you can see the further stairs going down. As you can see, the stairs. So basically, all it is, back in the 1800s, people used to actually, I don't know what you call landing bogs by the watermen. Watermen, what you call them as river workers, used to actually collect people, and the stairs were used by watermen and the public for actually having crossing the Thames River when there were no appropriate bridges, and that is all what it was for, basically. I'll walk back to your Hermitage Basin. So we're back on the Wapping Street, guys, and walking back all the way to Hermitage Moorings. Basically, Hermitage Moorings is some sort of a company or a community that actually controls the berths on the Thames River. The berths are basically ship bays that you can actually pay and keep your ship there, if you've got one, that is, a large ship. And it has another ambition for actually for educational purposes and public to come and go there. So once we get there, I should tell you all about it. guys, looks like there's a cloud, and it looks like it might start drizzling. It did say at 2 o'clock 6% precipitation, it was saying, on weather, and the sky's getting cloudy. Let's see if it drizzles. So really the structure is really nice. So we're going to go from here, guys. Through here is the entrance into the embankment, the Thames River embankment. So it says keep out residential area. So basically, I've been here so many times, I didn't have no trouble. So guys, with the Thames River, as you can see, and tide is in because of the Thames River looks higher than usual. And we are actually facing towards HCM, which stands for Hermitage Community Moorings. Basically, this is the company that actually looks after this small, nostalgic, still remnants of docking industries to see what it was like. As you can see, they're not that old, but they belong to the early 19th centuries, which is called the Hermitage Community Moorings. So stand by and I shall tell you everything about the moorings.
Hermitage Community Moorings, HCM, is a cooperative which built, owns and operates moorings on the Thames in Wapping next to the memorial gardens that overlook the river, next to the what used to be known as Hermitage Wharf. The moorings provide berth for up to 23 vessels, enabling a mixture of historic, lifeboat, barges and visitors' vessel use. HCM provides well-managed river access for local people, including educational and recreational facilities. So HCM was created by a small, dedicated community over the course of about 6 years and the first development of its kind on the Thames for more than a generation. The cooperative members entirely self-funded the planning, design, management, construction, installation and operation of the harbour. The infrastructure is designed to create a small, close-knit community of people committed to both use and the preservation of a historic craft. Part of its ambition is to ensure traditional river craft, example, sailing, barges, tugs and motorcraft, remain part of the Wapping landscape for future generations and to create a local landmark that promotes Wapping's historic links with the river.
So okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and now we shall continue going towards Hermitage Gardens. There are more historical backgrounds there, and these apartments there are really nice looking with the green tinted glass balconies and windows and doors right on the riverfront. And as you can see on the at the distance there's a tower bridge, and on the middle of the screen is that's the shard again, pointed building. Don't mind the color of the Thames River, guys. It's always brown. It's brown because it's there's a clay right underneath the riverbed that makes the water look kind of a brownie because of the color of the muddy riverbed. Yeah, and you've got some sort of seafood restaurants here, guys, as well, at the right at the bottom of the buildings. They're open. Yeah, they're open. Because we've got no sun today at the moment. It doesn't look like atmospheric as it's supposed to. It looks completely utterly deserted. But however, those buildings looks nice. You know, all the green tint, green color tints and shade overs over the restaurants, as you can see on the right hand side. And these complex stairs up and down the stairs coming up to the platform and facing towards Thames River. So basically this is a little pocket of greenery, guys. This used to be a wharf, Hermitage Wharf once, and this is after during the 80s development they made this small pocket of greenery into a small little park. And if we go further next to the Thames River, on this little park is called Hermitage Memorial Gardens, basically, official name to it. We should look at the some memorial sculptures there. So when there's sunlight, there's a lot of people sitting around on the grass and on the benches, passing time. today unfortunately the sun is gone since we are actually hitting, as there's some people there, September. So September is actually, guys, still kind of a summerish. However, it's leading towards autumn, and that is the good news. And after autumn and winter, then after when the winter passes, guys, you got another good news, another summer. So think it like that, so to make you feel better. So basically, guys, we're moving up to the that sculpture. As you can see, that dove shape on that big structure there, that is a dove. It's called the Hermitage Piece, though. Basically, it was designed by Wendy Taylor, a British sculptor, and actually commemorates civilians who died around this area back in World War II, and that's what it's actually representing. So we go around and have a look at it. It's quite large. Hermitage Piece, though, by Wendy Taylor. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So guys, I'm gonna walk back. As we actually walk all the way the Hermitage Gardens and Moorings, I'm gonna switch off the camera. I will see you. Because if you're interested in taking boats on the Thames River, it's easy as getting Oyster card and scanning your Oyster card and passing into the boat and take you where you want to go. So from this spot onwards, guys, this is a different embankment. It's a lower platform. There's a ramp that you can actually walk and get down. And this leads out all the way up to the alleyway where you can actually move back into the streets. And from there onwards, we're going to move back to Ornamental Canal, going the opposite direction and moving towards Tobacco Dog. And after that, more interesting spots. So you have to wait and see. And so on the left hand side, guys, we've got more and more apartments which are very interesting, pricey though. Nice balconies, really. Nice brickwork. And that is the London's signature of so many properties with brickwork. But however, more and more places are having a lighter color nowadays. As the new modern apartments take over with the glass buildings and more glass rather than bricks. So we're just gonna cross the road, guys, and this is the Codley Street. Very narrow street. So moving on to the Codley Street. So once you come out of the alleyway where I just walked from, you cross the road, you're coming straight into this street, Codley Street. And we're just gonna walk around, just around the corner, and we'll move into the, come to the John Rennie, the old designer of the canals, bridges, and docks. So once we get there, I shall tell you all about him right there, because he's got his little statue right at the entrance of the to the entrance of the docks, where there used to be ships used to come in. So basically from this point onwards it becomes a Vaughan Way. If you go straight round the bend, you'll come to Vaughan Way, and that leads up to Smithfield's Way again. However, we're going to make a right turn into another street which leads into the neighborhood of the Ornamental Canal, where the environment is kind of pleasant. Right, as you can see, guys, these houses, these properties are very kind of very special looking and nice, and prices, if you look at it, some a million in nowadays. So if that actually surprises you, or it feels like too much, there's actually properties that cost 10 million to 15 million. somewhere in more upper scale places of London, guys. Somewhere such as Battersea and Mayfair, Pimlico, so forth. So we're moving into this small neighborhood here, guys, which takes us all the way up to there. As you can see, the stairs, where the big stairs goes down into the canal. It's a nice environment here, guys. Very pleasant and cozy. The buildings and the structure of the properties look very modern in brickwork and attractive. If you're actually interested in any properties, just look up Wapping on the Google search box, and it will tell you everything about it, basically. The prices and where and how many rooms and so forth. So this stairs, guys, goes up next to the high wall, which is the upper ground, where the West End dock used to begin as the actual wall. This platform here for the West End dock used to be very huge dock back in the shipping industries in 1800s, and soon actually this is the yeah, as I said, this is the higher ground, higher platform. I shall show you. As you can see, so we come to the Ornamental Canal. On the left hand side, as you can see, is the actual walking platform, where all these guys used to stretch further up, like a few size of a few football pitches, as the West End dock. West End dock used to be called, and this used to be the actual wall. So you can see how deep the dock was, going from this wall all the way down to the Ornamental Canal. And basically that's how high it was, and now that we're walking on this higher ground, and the properties here is immaculately nice, as you can see, with the lined up array of trees next to your windows if you're living up there somewhere. And so we come to the big stairs where the entrance to the West End dock was. So eventually, guys, we're gonna head that way, as you can see, that way, and walk toward the tobacco dock. And look at this, it's very strange. These pigeons are always lined up on this curvy actually look around your views. See, they're always sitting right there. And as you can see, this is a small square or small space with some small trees, as I can say, and actually placing the statue of John Rennie right there. Actually the architect and designer of the docks, canals and bridges. So stand by and I shall tell you everything about him.
John Rennie, born in 7th June 1761 and died in 4th October 1821, was a Scottish civil engineer who designed many bridges, canals, docks and warehouses, and a pioneer in the use of structural cast iron. He was a civil engineer especially for the construction of canals.
So guys, I hope you actually listened to that. It was a very short narration, and now we shall continue our journey going towards, whoa, Tobacco Dock. Another bizarre, untold stories about such and such place. There you will see some extraordinary objects which you have to wait and see. That I don't think I have shown in my other videos. So as you know guys, my channel, which is called Tourists Attractions, used to be called Touristic Walks. The reason I changed that because it actually get us more better for the algorithm program basically. So I looked at touristic walks, how many views per month. It was completely utterly zero. And when I checked the tourist attraction, which is actually medium competition, used to say 40,500 views per month. So I quickly changed it. I can do that since my channel is a small YouTube channel yet. It's like a small baby. So I can do that. But if you've got like established and huge YouTube channel, don't do that because it kind of affects the algorithm and drops down your views or your subscriptions. So we're going on a higher ground still, next to these beautiful properties. And as you can see, there is the dead end of the canal, Ornamental Canal. See, it ends there. It leads nowhere, it just ends there. So it's very, very nice and pleasant to walk around here, guys. And as you can see the alleyway. So we're gonna get down the this platform here and downstairs. And we're gonna come out back in the lower platform, back onto the Ornamental Canal, walking pathways. So basically, it looks really, really nice from this. As you can see, these railings there. They used to be some sort of cranes back in the wharf, back in the docking industries. Some sort of cranes go moving left to right, unloading and loading import and export items. So we're still at the higher wall where the western dock was basically, and you can see these trees are so low because they're coming right from the bottom of the alleyway. So we're getting down from the stairs off the higher platform. Yeah, the neighborhood here is not too bad either. So really, really complex, unique structures right there. As you can see, those pointed looking structures in front of the buildings. So this is a usual alleyway that the people actually, the public or the pedestrians actually walk and use to get in and out of the Ornamental Canal. It never shuts. I wouldn't recommend you, well, it's quite, the Wapping is supposed to be now safer than before. However, I recommend coming through night if you are actually by yourself, especially for women. So, and you go more properties here. Basically, the canal, guys, really looks lower than usual, or now it's the normal, because you can say the last step. If it was higher, it will cover the last step basically. To my eyes, it looked low. So we're still walking, guys. It's so quiet today, it's unbelievable. and the wind speeds about something like 4 to 5 miles per hour, which is absolutely nothing, and I can't feel no breeze or anything like that. And it's about 22 degree on Friday, 9th of September 2023. I know I gave you a date earlier on the start of the video, but this is what it is right now. So we come basically more pleasant area of the Ornamental Canal. This is more decent looking with all these chains and bars around the canal, and cleaner. So you can't see no autumn leaves or anything like that, or any other kind of leaves, because there's no trees on this part of the platform. So basically, if I walk on and past the footbridge, I come to a dead end. There's no more pathway to move forward towards going towards Tobacco Dock. So I have to cross it right from here early enough. If you don't know, when if you go all the way up there, you're gonna have to walk back and come back to this footbridge and cross over to continue the rest of the journey going that way. So guys, I really had to plan out this rendezvous of the Wapping place, because I know the place up and down roughly, but actually know it directly as you're walking, you need to plan it out. Actually, I planned it out. Took me about like 30 minutes to plan it out, because I knew the place before, so it's easy to do. And the places that I've done before, such as West End, was a more complicated street walk. To do planning there, it took me at least, I think it took me more than an hour or so, like hour and over or something like that. And actually, you need to actually go to the place and walk the pattern that you want to go through the place, walk the street that you want to take, and see how it is. So just in case any street is not blocked as it shows on the map, and then expect it, and then come back another day, which is supposed to be the next day, and do the main video there, like I'm doing right now. So behind that wall, guys, is a street. I think it's called Thomas Street, I believe. As I was walking earlier on in the video, guys, I was telling you about the wall. It's actually dividing one spot from another spot, so that sort of thing. So guys, we're coming up to Tobacco Dock. As you can see, this is a footbridge as well. On the right hand side of the footbridge, that area is private. Those porches are private, and only private people who actually live there can actually walk on the platform, and not the public. So as you can see, here is a more locking system. They turn into a. So this actually used to go forward, cross the Wapping Lane into the Shadwell Basin from the West End docks, I believe. So as you can see, the ducks, guys. Yeah, there's plenty of ducks around today. And guys, as you can see, this is a larger part of this canal here. And it's still the Ornamental Canal. However, this part used to be a very small dock called Tobacco Dock, very small. So they operate on what's called, and usually what happened was they should actually import lots of tobacco, obviously, and that's what it was for. And today we've got lots of people in there where the shopping center used to be back in 1989, and they closed it down after a few years due to his business going wrong. So this used to be a very small docks, guys, importing tobacco, and that is the Tobacco Dock warehouse. On the right hand side, guys, there is the Tobacco Dock. So we used to have some activities around here, guys. I don't know, it's not my part of my journey to actually go in there. I don't know where you can go in there or not, or, you know. And yeah, It looks so active. We are not going to go inside, guys. But however, these are the two replica ships. You can see they're not being looked after properly. Replica ships that actually used to sail and bring in the stuff in. They just made that for ornamental look, to make the area looks remnants of the old industries. So basically, guys, as you can see on the left hand side. So guys, just speaking to that guy, to go in there actually you need a ticket. Just to that security guy there, to get in you need to buy a ticket. So I'm not gonna actually, I didn't buy a ticket, so I can't really go in there to show you around. I wish I can, but I can't at the moment because there's a lot of activity going on there, which is pleasant to have a look around in there, like eating and passing time. However, I can't go in there. So this is the another ship. Just raise my camera to see it, guys. Whatever you can see is good. Replica old sailing ship for import and export industries. And where the big party is going on, guys, right there, that used to be actually used to be a shopping center. Right after the developments, they turned into a shopping. There used to be a warehouse for tobacco dock warehouse, and they turned into a shopping center back in 1989, and it shut down after a few years. However, stand by and I shall tell you everything about tobacco docks. Hurry else.
Tobacco Dock is a Grade 1 listed warehouse located in the East London district of Wapping and thereby the London Borough of Tower Hamlets. Part of the London docks designed by Scottish civil engineer and architect John Rennie, the warehouse was completed in 1812 and primarily served as a store for imported tobacco, hence the name. During the early 20th century, economic activity in the area fluctuated due to the World War I and World War II, and both London docks and nearby St Katharine's docks had closed by 1969. After the London Docklands ceased seaborne trade, the warehouse surrounding areas fell into dereliction until it was turned into a shopping centre which opened in 1989. However, due to the early 1990s recession, it was forced to close 2 years later. In 2003, English Heritage placed it on its "at risk" in quotation marks the register, preventing many developers from attempting a rejuvenation of the former London Docklands site. For 2 decades, Tobacco Dock stood largely empty. It was used as a barracks for military personnel, providing security to the 2012 London Olympics.
So guys, I hope you actually enjoyed that, and we shall continue our journey going towards what you call Shadwell Basin. So we're gonna have a little look around more of the people that's going on there. Yeah. So you need a ticket to go in there, guys. So I don't have a ticket, so bad luck for me. So, as you can see, I just crossed the Wapping lane here, guys. This is the Wapping lane, and I shall show you Tobacco Dogs heading there. There used to be a Tobacco Dogs warehouse, and it came about to be a shopping center, and it shut down as well. So, as I told you earlier on, and if we go actually this way, this is the Wapping lane leading all the way down to Wapping Street. And guys, this is the apartment I was talking about. Very luxury apartment. This is what you call Park Tower apartments next to the Ornamental Canal, and the price ranges from something like from 200,000 to 500,000 if you like to buy. Quite luxury. I wouldn't mind myself. However, situation not good. So let's continue our journey. And yeah, this part of the Ornamental Canal, guys, is right next to the this apartments here. It's called Park House Tower, basically. Park House Tower apartments, and there is the entry. There, you go up the stairs, which is actually very pleasant to come down. And right next to the small narrow canal here, which leads nowhere, and I walk your way all the way to the facilities to have fun, which is great. So basically we've got rays of trees which actually form bridges. Yeah, you just go, it's very pleasant to actually walk underneath the form bridges of the trees. It makes a little reflection of the canal. However, today the canal, or the dummy running I done the other day, the canal is not so bright. It looks a bit dull and unclean due to the leaves of the trees, most likely. Yeah. So after this, guys, this is. So we were in the now, just before. Oops! I nearly tripped over. Unbelievable. On a little rock, because I'm not looking where I'm going. I'm looking at the camera. I tripped. So we're at the beginning of the Wapping Woods, guys. Wapping Woods, and we just completed the canal walk, as you can see from here. And we shall walk that way. We're leading towards, and this goes out to the streets, leading towards Shadwell Basin. Now the Shadwell Basin used to be one of the oldest docks they used to use for shipping industries back in the days of 1800s. Ah, look what we got here. Ah, he's gone. Because I didn't have a nut to give him, he's gone. Typical. So as you can see, guys, we are approaching a Shadwell Basin, and we are also approaching a Bascule Bridge. Those Bascule bridges, olden days, used to actually open up for ships to pass into the between the docks. So I don't think they operate today, because there's no ships to pass by. Basically, all it is operation of the Bascule bridges. They used to actually fill the one part of the container on one side of the Bascule bridge, fill up the container with water, and the hydraulics used to do the system and weigh the bridge down, and the bridge used to actually lever up and all the way to the air, and the ships used to just come in. And once the operation was complete, they actually removed the water from container through a hydraulic system, and the ship used to slowly come back down and settle down in its place. This is what you call actually a bascule bridge, and that is the container used to put water in there to actually weigh so the bridge could actually rise. A kind of old technology. So we're passing underneath this bridge, guys, and as you can see on the right hand side, there's so much moss on the canal, and you can see that little duck swimming. It looks as it's actually pondering about, because the moss is not giving it freedom to swim any more effectively. So we've got two more ducks here. I believe as soon as they sense a human, they sense the heat of the human and they walk away, I suppose. So we should continue. So guys, this is where the Shadwell Basin is called Shadwell because there used to be Shadwell docks at the time. This used to be a Shadwell docks in Wapping, or basically Wapping docks, because we're in Wapping. And this is the body of waters of the Shadwell Basin, guys. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually do circumnavigation all around the dock. That's what the Shadwell Basin. I shall take you around and show you everything on the Shadwell Basin. So I'll see you around. Adios, peace. And these are the standby platforms for viewing the entire of the place. And as you can see, there's another bascule bridge at the center of the screen. Works just the same as the any other bascule bridge, small or large. So the whole Shadwell Basin, guys, is surrounded with now it's a marina and leisurely center, and I shall tell you all about it right now. Stand by.
Shadwell Basin is a housing and a leisure complex built around a disused dock in Wapping. The old docks was formerly part of the London Docks, a group of docks built by the London Dock Company at Shadwell and Wapping as part of the wider docks of the Port of London. Today, Shadwell Basin is one of the most significant bodies of water surviving from the historical London docks. It is situated on the north side of the River Thames, east downstream of the Tower of London and Tower Bridge, and west upstream of Limehouse. Unlike some of the London docks, which have been landfilled, the Shadwell Basin, the most easterly part of the complex, has been retained. It is now a maritime square of 2.8 hectares used for recreational purposes, including sailing, canoeing and fishing, and is surrounded on three sides by a waterside housing development designed by British architects McCormack, Jamieson's, Pickard and Wright, and constructed from 1986 to 1988.
So if you actually like that narration, guys, keep watching my videos, do subscribe, because it will help my channel to grow, and I shall bring you more interesting videos as I go by. So now we shall continue circumnavigating Shadwell Basin and showing you around. So the sky looks kind of interesting, and on the background on the left hand side, guys, you can see the Canary Wharf there as well. There's about something like 3 docks there as well that has been left unfilled on Canary Wharf, and now they've been turned into a very attractive and looking spots in the Canary Wharf, which is all private, guys. And it was the private investors that actually invested in them. It's the London's and prime financial district, Canary Wharf. And some places you cannot film, some places you can. Most of the places you can film, but certain spots you cannot, as I experienced myself. And the Millwall dock, the Middle dock, and the other docks there is very, wow, unbelievably nice, and it's full of modern technology, guys. So I shall make a video on that at some point, which is soon, and show you around there as well. So all we're doing now is circumnavigating the entirety of the basin, and once we get to we shall actually end our video there, guys. So this is the last encounter of our video. So basically what we've done is actually go around the Wapping area and telling you all about the Wapping area. The Wapping area basically is all about docking industries and the shipping industries back in the days. However, there's more streets here and there that you can actually go, but they're all the same basically. This is another walking path for the basin, guys, which is about, if you actually 3 people squeezing on the width, basically. So I remember walking down here. I had my camera with me again, and I almost actually scraped the camera and the gear. It was a different camera and the gear onto the wall as it was passing by just now. But there was a lot of people coming against me. I mean, coming opposite direction to actually go through. And this one even narrower. It takes like 2.5 people on a width length. We were fishing as well, which is a pleasant hobby, guys. If you're interested in fishing, you can actually check it out, what you can do, or reserve a spot. Basically in London, and all you do is catch the fish and throw it back. You cannot actually catch the fish and keep it and go home and cook it. It's not allowed. It's just for fun. So once you catch the fish, you have to release it back into the pond. I wonder where these things go. I came here a few times. I never went up the stairs. Who knows where they go? So basically, guys, all they do is go down into the street, really high up. You see, into residential areas. Yeah. But I'm not gonna go down, guys. Right. There's one beautiful huge butterfly with rich orange color and black color just fly by. It was so huge. I think it was big as half my hands. Never seen such a big butterfly fly. You haven't actually captured it on the screen, guys, but I seen it with my own eyes. It was a beautiful butterfly. Never seen big butterfly like that. So guys, we actually circumnavigated the entirety of the basin, which was our last encounter, and we shall end the video right here. So guys, thanks for watching, and I appreciate if you do subscribe and do the drill, the normal drill, the usual drill, which is subscribe, share, like, comment, and actually click the notification bell icon for my upcoming videos. So I'll see you on my next video. Adios, peace.